Like I said in a bunch of other videos, my favorite way to install a bathtub when we don't have access to it is I just like to raise it up somehow on platforms and just double check. Because if this is 30-inch bathtub, you would assume 15-inch is to the center of this. It's not, it's 14. And then what's going to be on hitting that? So we put it level right there. And then just mark this way over here. So the measurement is 14 inches this way and then 2 inches this way. So he's trying to figure out what 14.2 means. Shotty, 14 inches from the wall and 2 inches from this.
So like that, right?
14 inches from that wall. Go look at the drain again. That pipe has to go 14 inches and then 2 inches over here so it goes into the drain. So we already measured this. So what is 14 inches? Which way do we want to measure 14 inches? Alright. Then do that. Measure 14 inches.
Mm, 14.
And then 2 inches this way.
2 inches this way?
Yeah. Say the best way to learn. Don't push the freaking cardboard and make sure you don't move that cardboard because that's going to mess you up. Then 2 inches. Alright. You see that mark? That's your center now. This is the main reason I make these videos. It's like people like that could just go in. I'll probably upload this one to YouTube because I know I do TikToks, but I'll upload this one on YouTube just because I know how hard it is for someone that's never done something to like get the concept of how to like step 1, step 2, step 3, especially because we're not going to open that wall, you know. The reason I do this little cardboard method is so we know where the drain is, and it's just a little template just to make it so easy. And you're like, probably, where do we get this cardboard? What if I don't have cardboard? If you open a brand new bathtub, cardboard comes. So as long as you square it to the freaking thing and you could cut a fucked up cut on the other side, doesn't matter, just square it to the square one. And that's just a little guide to help us, that way we're not, and it always works because when we just drop in the bathtub, you can just go from the back and just tighten it, and you don't have to open that wall. Use the hole saw. Let's see, then we can see if the drain's in the right place. Pretty accurate, but if you look at it, it's still off, so we gotta move the drain because the drain's right here. We're 1 inch off, so we just gotta replace that and move it 1 more inch. Alright, so now we cut the old P-trap, and now we're gonna move it 1 more inch that way. Okay, go get the coupling. Now that we cut the old one, now we could just take a measurement of what we need. And what I like to do is just kind of, like right now, 8 inches, cut one. And that's what helps, because it's really hard to get the angle because all this moves with the P-trap. If it was square, we could just set it and forget it. But since the P-trap moves, it's kind of hard to guess and get exactly that measurement. So that's where that guide helps. Or cut an 8 inch. Pre-fit everything. This little guy comes in clutch, because you can see if it's gonna work or not. Like, see, it's a little. I'm gonna move a little bit to the left. And see, boom, it's gonna work. Nothing's glued yet, but that's still a quick way to check if this piece is right and it's gonna work. So what I like to glue first is glue this, and then put a level on that. That way you're not panicking at the end, and just hold it level or plumb, and then add the P-trap later. But that's what we're gonna do. hold that level. Okay, good. Just let it stop. And this one, don't glue this one because it's easier to cut, but leave it long so it could go through the hole. That way, you could use that guide. And now that all that is good, just glue this. And the guide just to help you do the last little adjustments, because with the mark, everything should just work pretty fine, but sometimes you need to do little adjustments. See, like that. And that works perfect, so now I know it's gonna be good. But you don't have to glue this, that way you can take it off and then measure the piece. All we gotta do is just fill this back up with dirt so the P-trap doesn't, it's just not hanging out there. So the reason we didn't glue this one in, so we could just take this off, and this is gonna go in here right there, but we need to know what the height of that is, so we got to figure that out. And each one of these are different because some of them have foam and some of them don't, so you got to figure that out which bathtub you have. But it's easier to cut it and measure when it's not glued, so that's why I didn't glue this part. On this one, I literally just, you see it's hanging on that, I just put the level, mark that right there for you. And you want to be down there, so think about that. So we put her like about halfway in there, so you measure that. So this from here, that's where you want the top of that, and that's what determines what height, because you don't want it all the way up here because then it's gonna hit that. So you want it at least in the middle. So we just measure this difference, looks like an inch, and then just leave it an inch from finished floor below this, and that's how I'm gonna do that. So we're at 2 inches, so these two parts plus half an inch is what we'll leave it at. 2.5 inch cut piece, and then we'll glue it, and that should be perfect. And it works every time. And when you set the bathtub, it just goes in, and you from the back you can just tighten this and you'll be fine. Like I said, the reason I do these videos is to help the new generation figure out what the hell they're doing. 2.5. You know, I don't need to make videos for myself. I already know what I'm doing. Me too. But shut up. Hurry up. But yep, that's how you do it. Install bathtub without cutting the back. It takes a little time consuming, but if you do all these steps, you always hit it the first time and you're not out there redoing it. It seems like it takes longer, but if you do it right the first time, it doesn't. Just like that. You see, it just goes in there, no problem. I can't show you how to put it, drop it in, but literally when you do all the measurements, it just drops in and you'll be fine. You don't have to deal with a lot. So you follow that technique, it works pretty much every time.